Welcome to this week's lecture. The topic we are covering is the economic system. Take a moment to read this well-known perspective from Milton Friedman on the responsibility of business. Once you've read it, and from what you've learnt in this subject thus far, take a moment to reflect on whether you agree or disagree with this statement, and why. Although we will not be focusing on this perspective in this week's lecture in its entirety, it's still a useful anchoring of the often contested role of business and the economy in furthering or hindering the drive for sustainability. Friedman was a strong advocate of the free market system, which assumes that no company or group controls prices, that all costs are included in the market, and that consumers and actors in the market have full information. However, we know in the real world that there are a number of reasons why some or all of these assumptions don't hold true. These are known as market imperfections. These include things like tax breaks and subsidies. Also, more importantly, these include externalities. An externality is the cost borne by an innocent bystander to the manufacturing or business processes. An example of an externality is pollution. So while businesses emit pollution, for example, into the air, we as citizens have to pay a price for that pollution. However, the costs that we bear are not included in the price of the products or services that emit that pollution in the first place. The challenge we face today is to try and achieve economic growth while achieving economic development, and more than that, environmentally and socially sustainable economic development. Currently, and based on the linear economy you were introduced to in week 2, this is typically what the relationship between the economy, environment, and natural resources looks like today. From the system's perspective that we have learned thus far, there's a strong case for transforming the linear economy into a more circular one, where the loop of extraction, production, use, and disposal is a closed one. Therefore, the intended learning objective of this week's topic are to firstly describe the interdependent components of the economy. Then we'll outline the limits to growth model and overshoot and the reason why the economy needs to be transformed in order to achieve sustainability. And finally, we will apply systems thinking to understand how commerce can be made more sustainable and look at some new and emerging business models that strive to achieve this.